ॐ ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ निधये सर्वविद्यानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्या संप्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ओम श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ओम समस्त ब्रह्मविद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्री वेदव्यास वैशंपायन याज्ञवल्क्य आद्य शंकरादिगुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम अथ तैत्तिरीय उपनिषदः पारायणं भाष्य समेत अध्ययनं च। Today in our chanting we will be doing the Yato Vacho mantra of Brahmananda Valli. ॐ यतो वाचो निवर्तन्ते अप्राप्य मनसा सह आनन्दं ब्रह्मणो विद्वान् न बिभेति कदाचनीति तस्यैष एव शारीर आत्मा यः पूर्वस्य तस्माद्वा एतस्मान् मनोमया एष पूर्णः स वा एष पुरुषविद एव तस्य पुरुषविदताम् अन्वयं पुरुषविदः तस्य श्रद्धैव शिरः ऋतं दक्षिणपक्षः सत्यमुत्तरपक्षः योग आत्मा महापुच्छं प्रतिष्ठा तदप्येष श्लोको भवते विज्ञानं यज्ञं तनुते कर्माणि तनुदेवि च विज्ञानं देवाः सर्वे ब्रह्मज्येष्ठमुपासते विज्ञानं ब्रह्म चेद्वेद तस्माच्चेन्न प्रमाद्यते शरीरे पाप्मनो हित्वा सर्वान् कामान् समश्नुत इति तस्यैष एव शारीर आत्मा यः पूर्वस्य तस्माद्वा एतस्माद् विज्ञानमयात् अन्योन्तर आत्मानन्दमयः तेनैष पूर्णः स वा एष पुरुषविद एव तस्य पुरुषविदताम् अन्वयं पुरुषविदः तस्य प्रियमेव शिरः मोदो दक्षिणपक्षः प्रमोद उत्तरपक्षः आनन्द आत्मा ब्रह्मपुच्छं प्रतिष्ठा तदप्येष श्लोको भवते असन्नेव स भवते असद्ब्रह्मेति वेद चेत् अस्ति ब्रह्मेति चेद्वेद सन्तमेनं ततो विदुरिते तस्यैष एव शारीर आत्मा यः पूर्वस्य अथातोऽनुप्रश्नाः उत विद्वानमुं लोकं प्रेत्य कश्चन गच्छति आहो विद्वानमुं लोकं प्रेत्य कश्चित् समश्नुता सोकामयत बहुस्यां प्रजा येते सतवोतप्यत सतपस्तप्त्वा इदगं सर्वमसृजत यदिदं किञ्च तत्सृष्ट्वा तदेवानुप्राविशत तदनुप्रविश्य सच्चत्यच्चाभवत् निरुक्तं च निरुक्तं च निलयनं च निलयनं च विज्ञानं च विज्ञानं च सत्यं चानृतं च सत्यमभवत् यदिदं किञ्च तत्सत्यमित्याचक्षते तदप्येष श्लोको भवति असद्वा इदमग्र आसीत् ततो वै सदजायत तदात्मानग्गः स्वयमकुरुत तस्मात् तत् सुकृतमुच्यत इति यद्वै तत् सुकृतं रसो वै सः रसगह्येवायं लब्ध्वानन्दी भवते को ह्येवान्यात् कः पराण्यात् यदेष आकाश आनन्दो न स्यात् एष ह्येवानन्दयाते यदा ह्येवैष एतस्मिन् दृश्येनात्मे निरुक्त्ये निलयने भयं प्रतिष्ठां विन्दते अतसो भयं गतो भवते यदा ह्येवैष एतस्मिन्नुदरमन्तरं कुरुते अत तस्य भयं भवते तत्त्वेव भयं विदुषो मन्वानस्य तदप्येष श्लोको भवति ॐ शान्तिः 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 ओमद श्रीकृष्णयजुर्वेदान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय आरण्यकान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषद ॐ यस्मात् जातं जगत्सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रलीयते येनेदन्धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरुचीनां हे व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते अथ प्रमा शिक्षा वल्ली प्रार्थनामन्त्रः ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 अथ नवमोऽनुवाकः ॐ ऋतं च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च सत्यं च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च तपश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च दमश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च शमश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च अग्नयश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च अग्निहोत्रं च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च अतिथयश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च मानुषं च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च प्रजा च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च प्रजनश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च प्रजातिश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च सत्यमिति सत्यवचाराधीतरः तपैति तपो नित्यपौरुषिष्टिः स्वाध्याय प्रवचने एवेति नाको मौद्गल्यः तद्धितपस्तद्धितपः ॐ शान्तिः 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 Saluting to entire Brahma Vidya Acharyas, the Parabrahma Tattva, the Shruti Mata. Also to the Taittiriya Upanishad Acharyas of Vedavyasa Vaishambhayana Yagnavalkya the Shankara. Salute to our own Gurus who are guiding, helping us. In scriptural study, spiritual life, these 4, 5, 6 things are very crucial. First and foremost, are we able to catch the literal and indicative meaning of what is being studied by us? Unambiguously, undoubtedly, correctly. Are we understanding of any shloka, whether it is a Upanishad or Bhagavatam or Ramayanam or any other textbooks which we do? Question number 1 is, are you able to catch what is said there literally, clearly, without doubt? Many of us fail here only. कि पूरा बात समझ में आया नहीं, आगे बढ़ने लगते हैं. Second one is what? Then, what is the phala or sadhana indicated in that? What is the result that is indicated or the thing to be done? हर एक विषय में ये दोनों ही होते हैं, क्या करना है, क्या मिलेगा. So, are we able to understand it? In one sloka or in a set of five slokas, or maybe in the entire chapter that may be conveyed. Are we clear about it? Third one is the most important one. Did we find in ourselves the need of that, the utility of that, the benefit of that? So, like I go to a shop, there is a display board of many items as well as the cost is mentioned side by side. So the item is seen, the cost is seen, item what it is known. But did I relate it with me as it is needed to me or not? If I don't connect to it with the need, I'll not go for buying it. Is it not? So, what I am studying in Shastra and understanding, let us say, and knowing it, what is promised and what is told to be done, am I able to find the need of that in my life? Most crucial point it is. We all are here only, that we don't find the need of it. Therefore, we don't proceed further. And whatever we are finding the need towards that, we are with all our efforts going. And it is only after we find the need of it कि मुझे वो चाहिए, then inside the mind, therefore I must get it. That thought comes. Only after the thought, then the sankalpa for the sadhana starts happening. Whatever is mentioned there. And that sankalpa, the sadhana, unless it is done like the commitment with all our own efforts put there, we will not get that. Because the subject which is discussed there or the theme which is told there and the truth that is said is very, very sublime. And that is why, what is the word used here? Anushtheye. Anushtheye. The meaning of the Anushtana we will understand when we trace back these 4 or 5 steps. When I take it as Anushtana, I get Paramatma. But to take it as Anushtana, first of all, I have to have the commitment of it. To have the commitment of it, I must have the desire to do it. To have the desire to do it, I have to have sankalpa of doing it. To have the sankalpa of doing it, I must relate with that benefit with my life. To relate the benefit with my life, I must first of all clearly understand what is that benefit shown in that. And for that, I have to understand the literal meaning of those slokas. And for that, I have to do the listening, swadhyaya, and also of one's own reflection. Now, what is important is what at what level we are. At what level we are. If you see, struggling only to understand literal meaning and not even feeling thereafter, even after the class, कि that meaning should be remembered by me. देखो, अब इस श्लोकों का उपनिषद का ज्ञान मुझे याद होना है, ये बात भी हमारे पास दृढ़ नहीं है, फिर उसमें क्या बताया है, उसका मेरे से क्या संबंध है, मुझे वो पाना है नहीं पाना, ये सारा when will these sankalpas come? From the Upanishad standpoint and the Guru or Rishi standpoint, what they are giving through Upanishad mantra is the best, the ultimate. They are giving the knowledge of giving a mukti only. Qualitatively, from the Shruti standpoint, there is no ambiguity, there is no doubt. There is no greater thing than this to be told by anybody or any book, to be gained by anybody from the Shruti standpoint. So, from the parent standpoint, there is no compromise. There is no doubt that when they tell the children stop playing and start studying. Parents are pakka and they won't say anything which is in the destruction of the child. They say only in the construction. So too the Shastra, Shruti Mata and Sadguru, whatever they told in the Shastra is only for our benefit and our mukti. उधर से कोई doubt नहीं. But from this side, at what level of my mana buddhi I am there? Is it not? Thoda. Totally, the mind is in absolute tamogunam or fully engrossed in what it was doing so far from millions of lives. In this life also from beginning now. Is it not? Why don't the people come to class? They are so much engrossed in what they do routine that removing that routine, adding this class appears to be very extra burden to them. Any entertainment you tell them, they will change it and they add this. They even give up the sleep also and watch the cricket. But when it comes to this, because their minds are so much occupied with that type of routine, therefore they don't come to class. We come to class. Still, why don't we register the jnanam? Why don't we remember that jnanam is same problem? Difference between them and us is they are not coming, we have come. Other than that, all the mind's involvements in everything of the world in a routine manner, in a habitual manner, in a manner of giving priority to them. The cause of all that is seeing that in the world and worldly things, so much of benefit, sukha are there. This is what is the state of mind ours. There is no blemish, there is no blaming, there is no scolding or there is no cursing. It's only analyzing where are we standing at our mana buddhi level. Then only we can know okay, why it is taking so many years and so many lives for the evolution of every jiva, particularly ourselves. And that evolution is only when we consciously put effort, not accidentally, not by just chance. ना ना जानबूझकर मेहनत करने वालों को ही बहुत सारे जन्म लगते हैं. जो मेहनत ही नहीं कर रहा है, जो उसको पता ही नहीं है, उसको तो दिस नो स्पिरिचुअल एवोल्यूशन, इज ओनली यही भटकता रहेगा. पुण्य पाप स्वर्ग नरक ह्यूमन लाइफ, he will be subjected only to this called samsara or transmigration or janma marana. To go beyond that, to reach to the mukta sthiti, also is a struggle of many, many lives for those who know everything and do it consciously. And what is to be known is ki at what level of my mana buddhi I am. Buddhi is fully convinced that the aham dehosmi, is it not? Aham samsari asmi, aham sadhaka asmi, aham atma swarupa asmi. How many hundreds of times I spoke to you, you heard from me. But am I entering into that zone or the mood of understanding or acceptance for myself? Even while talking at this moment, am I conscious that I am the seeker of the self and truth, or I am conscious only that I am a speaker? That itself shows where do I stand. If I am only a speaker, तो मतलब बहुत दूर तय करना है मुझे. A part of seeking is speaking, so I am a speaker, seeker. If I am conscious of that, that level is different. Only I am a speaker, I am very careful about speaking, trying to convey to you. It is a seva, no doubt, but still we are at a lower level. In the same way as an audience, at what level? Am I a seeker audience or a struggling audience only to know the literal meaning of it? Or many other reasons I came to sit. So, what we are saying is our antahkarana is so much unfit for spirituality right now that we have to do a lot of struggle to make it fit. And what makes us fit is, of course, our own effort, and the time taken is uncountable. But what makes us fit is only when we are in this way, in the company of the Guru, while listening to the Shastra, while trying to understand the goal and means, are also our understanding where do we stand and how we have to become qualified. सारे सदगुरु ही हमको क्लास में शास्त्र के द्वारा बताते हैं. Not only the goal and means, but also they indicate to us at what level of Manabuddhi we are there, then how much of the refinement of it, purification of it, making the sophistication of it is required. Then this all depends again our external vyavahara. Right from our the way of bhojana we take, the type of bhojana, up to the type of involvements we do through our faculties. And this state of mind which we just mentioned now is most unfit for the spiritual journey. How come it formed like that? And it's so obvious. There's nothing to hide about it. Throughout the day, I, through my mana buddhi and the senses, where am I involving? That alone enters me. And that alone goes with me wherever I go. Because there are no two minds. You may be in two minds in a different language, different context में that idiom is used. But मन तो एक ही है ना. तो यही मन दिन भर, even now while listening to class, instead of focusing on this, when it is going through senses into so many objects of the world, finding its security, comfort there, and getting those impressions only into it. That's how the mind will be then. Only when we think like that, we come to understand slowly the need of why, therefore, we have to keep away from the things and the words beyond the required limit. See, we can't be without the world. We can't be without involving in the world. But without spiritual sadhana, we can't be mukta also. Then, if you have to be mukta through jnana dhyana, the world has to go away from the mind. Having the mind in the world and wanting to fulfill the desire of mukti, they won't go together. Then, how to negotiate? The only way is what? Come what may, how much our price we need to pay, how much our sacrifices we may say that we have to do, that we have to keep away from the world, unwanted world, which is so difficult even to understand that these are the things unwanted and accepting that these are unwanted and becoming ready to give them up to protect our mind intellect, to make them fit for our spiritual journey. All what we spoke in our understandable language technically is called as Viveka and Vairagya. Shastriya Bhasha mein. What was my yesterday's schedule from morning till night? That is my mind. Mind makes me do those things, and those things make my mind. Then that mind, with that, when we come to class or sit for study, sit for japa or sit for meditation, how can it be? How can it cooperate? Hmm? Therefore, feeling is what at this level we have to have is definitely lot of journey we have to cross in terms of qualifying ourselves, purifying ourselves. And nothing wrong in knowing it, and it is like that. There is no sentiment, emotion about it. No, I am like this. See, I am what? I am a slave of my sense organs. And because of whatever my sense organs ask, I give it. Because I give it, it affects both my body, my mind, also my intellect. They are becoming disturbed or they are becoming lethargic. फिलहाल मैं ऐसा हूँ, therefore unfit for spiritual journey. So everything I have to make proper now. We are at a very raw level. Any field boy joins, it's a very amateur raw level in the beginning. Slowly through his practice he becomes professional. So we are so amateur as regards spiritual qualification is concerned. So we have to become professionally qualified. That should be taken as a mission by everyone, by themselves, for themselves. So a question I have to ask myself is, what is my mind and intellect at any given time? Is it full of energy, enthusiasm? Is full of memory of the goal? Is it deeply pursuing only the goal of the Paramatma? Is it able to withdraw any moment from the world and contemplate on the self and enter into that Savikalpa, Nirvikalpa, Sahaja Samadhi? ये तो बहुत दूर की बात. The moment I close the eyes, I only remember the things and beings and they what they owe to me and what I owe to them. Except this nonsense, spiritually a nonsense. In the Vyavahara it may be. What else is there? Now there are two things. Actually, what we have to get from the world and what we have to give to the world for survival. वो तो 3% होता है, 5. Remaining 93, 95, 97% is what? Unnecessarily brooding in the mind. Like, I need something from you. What I should do? Immediately call karo, bhai, I need this. But what do I do? 1 hour I think in the mind. This is called as Manoraj. This itself is a big disease. I'm telling, this is what we have to conquer. No need to worry about our outer duties. Outer duties we have to do. Outer interaction jitna chahiye. But main culprit is the untrained mind in its own the Manoraj. In that every dumping thing comes, which we dump into. The tensions, the worries, the anxieties about everything. All of them are uncalled for. But we made a habit of it, then they all come. Dekho, everything about your grandfather, where are they? You pray that they should be in good place. More than what can you do? And is there any memory that is worthy of remembering? It was only a samsara. You can have a gratitude that he loved you, gave some chocolate. Or the thoughts of the parents or all those people. Good, you thank them, finish. Oh, mummy, papa, thank you, you have helped me. Now don't come into my mind. I have to do my sadhana. I can't go on hanging over them within my mind. They are continuing their journey. They gave me body, so I am grateful to them. Enough. But all the memories, all the regrets, all the gifts, all of them is mind only, no? And that mind is disturbed with all this. That's why you have to have that highest vairagya. What I am speaking is the highest vairagya. No the other things now. Around the people, the brothers, sisters, wife or husband, all of them. वहाँ जो करना है करो, जो दे रहे ले लो, नहीं चाहे तो वापस करो. But all the time in the mind poking of that. Then the thought of children, then the thought of grandchildren. अब 5 जनरेशन के लोड दिमाग में डाल लिया so how will you do meditation then? How can the mind even be concentrating even while listening to the class to understand what is said? अब इसके अलावा the शब्द स्पर्श रूप रस गंध most powerful thing is I, the ego, have to be the hero that everybody should worship me, respect me, value me, listen to me. And what are you? Good for nothing. And they have to listen to you. कभी कभी सोचता हूँ मैं कि why should these people listen to me? Good for nothing. Just because a Swami title is there, they are respecting. The moment when I realize that ना मेरा तो सर झुक ही जाता है शर्म से. And everyone proves that also, that only. Because you are in a Swami dress, we respect you. Otherwise, you don't deserve and we don't give you. अपना औकात कुछ नहीं है बट ईगो. क्या क्या किया हमने बताओ बताए. Or the amount of things that are there that can be done and the things we have done, if you compare, ये तो समुंदर के एक बूंद ही है. But funny ego, is it not there always? And be attentive. Anything we do or do not do is adding up to the strengthening of ego only. सेवा करो तो ईगो बढ़ रहा है, उपवास करो तो ईगो बढ़ रहा है, साधना करो तो ईगो बढ़ रहा है, अब नहीं करो तो वो भी एक नेगेटिव ईगो है, डेंजरस फेलो. And this ego is worldly ego, not a spiritual sadhana individuality. Ego is a negative word. World ego, not a positive thing. I am good disciple of this guru. I must be surrendering to him. I am the devotee of this God. I must do worship regularly. I am the one given this mantra for diksha. I must do that. ये वाला इंडिविजुअलिटी नहीं होता, ये बहुत कम. आई एम ए स्टूडेंट ऑफ उपनिषद. After the class, till we come next day, how many times that individuality came in me? कि I am a student of नहीं, we have other ego only. मुझे यहाँ कर जाना है, वहाँ जाना है, ये करना वो करना. We have forgotten that we are a spiritual seeking individual. We are electricity bill players, house tax bill players. यही है पूरा दिन भर. So how many things they are there? Human being wise, so many. And the Shatra Mitra, I didn't talk. I didn't talk about your partners, your colleagues. I didn't talk about your own other relatives and all. Everyone is a load in the mind from spiritual sadhana standpoint, beyond a limit. But are we not carrying all that? And when I tell that, we are feeling egoistic only, offended, but not realizing that ये तो वाकई correct है. क्यों मैं ये सब लोड या कैरी कर रहा हूँ? ये थॉट भी नहीं आता. उतना हम फंसे हुए इसमें. Even the thought is not caught. It's drop catch. That is our position today. फिर कितना शर्म के मारे सर झुकाकर भगवान गुरु के चरण में गिड़गिड़ाते हुए उन्होंने जो कहा एग्जैक्टली वो करना है ताकि इन सब से बाहर आते. So the human beings, the situations, the objects in the world, worries about my own body. आफ्टर सर्टन एज थोड़ा सा दिल में धड़कन हो गया, यार मेरे को हार्ट अटैक हो रहा है, ये कल ही सुना कोई गया. That is natural, but an obstruction. That also had to be conquered in one way or the other. The two ways of conquering is fully discipline the body with right food as well as exercise and all, according to your age. Second is don't worry beyond that. जीना है तो जीना, मरना है तो मरना. The second thought. जब तक है तब भगवान का नाम लो, गए तो गए. लाइक आई एम डूइंग क्लास, सडनली हार्ट अटैक हो गया, मर गए तो क्या, होना है तो होगा. If I don't take it in this way and go on worrying about it, I'll worry about only Deha, I can't meditate. And the other thing is carelessness. If I don't give right food, right rest, wrong food I give, rest I won't give sufficiently. Some allowed exercises, if I'm not doing, allowed according to age and body, this is unfit only then. सो देह का समस्या है, इंद्रियों का समस्या है, मन का तो कोई कहना ही नहीं, बुद्धि तो है ही नहीं, और जो कुछ है वो सिर्फ अहंकार है. With so many diseases, a person goes to hospital, will the doctor admit him for treatment? He says भैया भगवान का नाम लो, सबको फोन करो, घर जा, पैसे वेस्ट है तुम्हारे, घर जाना. या हम एडमिट करके कुछ नहीं कर सकते. Therefore, the rishis, munis are not admitting us into the hospital of meditation. They are not admitted into the hospital of meditation. See, a patient only admitted for getting cured. But if his position is so bad that there is pakka that it is only waste, they won't take, na? In the same way, we have to pause sometimes and feel कि I'm listening Shastra, but nothing is happening. Then why? Where am I going wrong? You know the answer to this? Everywhere I am going wrong. I can't manage my whole day. I can't maintain it. I don't have proper schedules, proper discipline as to how much time to give for what. The people or things are daily activity. You know how much stupidly ignorant in our dimag we are. कुछ भी करते जा रहे हैं. वी आर वर्स देन ए मैकेनिकल कंप्यूटर जो कुछ भी नहीं करता, वो जो कमांड दिया है, जो सॉफ्टवेयर भरा है वही करता है। वी हैव नो कमांड, नो सॉफ्टवेयर। व्हाट वी डू, जो भी जिस समय मन में आया वो करने वाले मोस्ट इनडिसिप्लिन अनफिट फेलो, हाउ कैन वी बी द साधक? हाउ मेनी टाइम्स लगातार, हाउ मेनी डेज लगातार वी गॉट अप एट 5 a.m.? How many times every day for 4 days of how many times we had our breakfast at 8:30 or 9:30? 9:30 or 7:30. I don't live in between. Where is the discipline? How many times did we sleep at 10 o'clock and got up at 4? कहाँ है हमारे जिंदगी में हमारा अपने जिंदगी के ऊपर समझदारी वाला कंट्रोल और कमांड? After doing all these, na, that we have to manage the prarabdha. Then we have to apply for sadhana. Do we command our day? No, everybody, any Tom and Dick and Harry can call me and I have to reply them. What nonsense is that? अपने जिंदगी को ऐसी बर्बाद नहीं कर रहे क्या? बर्बाद नहीं है from spiritual standpoint. How can anybody take the life of yours? कोई भी आते घर क्यों बोला तो नहीं मत आना, आई मीन माई स्पिरिचुअल साधना. आई डोंट वांट एनीबॉडी, आई वांट ओनली गॉड. किधर है वो वाला विचार? Is it crucial or not? Without that commitment, can we say no to the people? If you can't say no to them, can you stop them entering the mind? Can you conserve the time, energy? Every interaction, is it not adding vasanas? Because you're not talking about Brahma Tattva, Atma Tattva. You're only talking the only nonsense things of the world, which have no end and which have no meaning, which have no purpose, which have only one purpose of uh, making us disqualified for spirituality. देखो इन सत्यों में गहराइयों में नहीं जाने से हम क्या करना है, हमें क्या करना नहीं पता होता. दिस इज कॉल्ड मैच्योरिटी. इट वॉन्ट हैपन जस्ट यू स्टडी उपनिषद एंड फॉरगेट इट. दिस ऑल राउंड अंडरस्टैंडिंग एंड ग्रोथ इज कॉल्ड स्पिरिचुअल. दैट इज व्हाट इज सेड इन ऑल द शास्त्र and means by the gurus to the disciple, but they are not added, they are edited. Only what is to be done is added. And why it is to be done? If it is not done, what are the consequences? हमको अपने दिमाग लगा के करना है. Like Rutam Satya Swadhyaya Satyam Jaya. Why did he said? There are a lot of reasons. If you don't live the life of Rutam Satyam Dhamashyama, your entire life is destroyed, become worldly, you don't become fit for spirituality. अब ये सब नहीं लिखेगा तैत्तिरीय उपनिषद. Taittiriya Upanishad is right only Rutam, Satyam and all. From that, you and I have to understand that as much when you do them, these are the benefits, so much when we don't do them, these are the losses. वो सब नहीं लिखते, बट बता दिए होंगे. Children are taught. है ना? डॉक्टर विल से कि ये खाने से ये होगा, ये खाने से नहीं होगा, तो इसे ये मत खाना, ये खाना अलग विद दवाई. So, somehow what's missing in our life is what to do, we are told, but that we are not convinced and no ability to do because we are not told what not to do, and that not to do is not left. Therefore, there is no time, energy for what to do. We made our life such a mess, unfit. And how it should be, all the rishis, gurus, devata, they should run behind us for our autograph and our interview. See these very important icons in different fields. Suddenly, let us say a cricket player appears in a hotel. Surprise to promote that hotel, so he may be getting some money. All the youngsters, they see, "Arey, aage aapka." They come, they take selfie, they all that they do. In this way, our life should be with our rishis, munis, and gurus, not the other worldly people. We are not a sports icon or a film wala. We are spiritual. In spirituality is nothing outside, inside. You are not going anywhere outside. You close to the door, you are inside. In yours inside, all the gurus are coming. Yeah, such a great qualified you are. I am there to help you. This is what next step I am guiding you. You take this knowledge, this is कोई गुरु आता ही नहीं हमारे पास याद ही हमको गुरु याद नहीं आते फॉरगेट गुरु रिमेम्बरिंग अस each of them put together is sadhana. We can't neglect any of them. Guru should run away from us or they should chase us. In fact, they are chasing and we are running away. And one day the old guru feels tired. This fellow I am not able to catch. They will leave us. We instead of regretting that we are not able to reach Guru, we feel happy. Hamma Guru अबे मेरे को chase करना बंद कर दिया. See, instead of feeling regretted, we feel good. कि now nobody sends me messages for classes, so I need not go. I stopped my messages from yesterday. No need. Those who are sincere, they come. Enough of 2.5 years struggle. So once in a while, pause and this way think, and everywhere, like some countries are there, everywhere they are at very bad position. हर जगह करना पड़ता है. Like a patient example I gave, then entire life be in that only. That is called spiritual sadhana. And then in this way, every life when we do, in some 100 lives or so, we become fully fit, qualified. Then that time when you study Upanishad, no need to even do Mananam Chintanam. Listening itself gives us experience. What a beautiful stage that is. When the Guru is saying and you are experiencing that. Just like now when Guru says Gadha, that we experience. Hare you understood me. You are egoistic, you are useless fellow. All that we connect. You are Brahman, Swamiji, मजाक कर रहे हो. पहले वाला ही ठीक था. You call me samsari, you call me useless, stupid. I may get a little offended, but I am accepting it. But what you are saying is right. But don't मेरे को शर्मिंदा ना करना कि I am Brahman. Don't tell me I am Brahman. See that state of our mind. And how many of no, I tell you only one thing now. Conclusion is what? All is nothing. What? With the help of Guru and Shastra and our own effort, continuous inquiry, contemplation, only for one thing called as gaining clarity or knowledge or understanding. सारी चीजें मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग से बिगड़ते हैं, सारी चीजें सही समझदारी से संवर जाते. And the gap between misunderstanding and understanding is filled by our own inquiry with the right data. Data is Shastra and Guru words, inquiry is ours, shifting ourselves from the zone of non-understanding, misunderstanding, half understanding to complete, correct and right, authentic understanding. सब समझने के बाद समझना फिर इम्प्लीमेंट करना. लाइक वाई माई बॉडी इज ट्रबलिंग मी. सोचो तब समझ में आएगा ना. सोचो समझो जानो करो. Then you know there are two aspects. One is prarabdha ke anusar body problem. Second is self-created problems. Prarabdha you can't avoid. Self-created you have to. Unless I think, how will I know? Unless I know, how can I do? Unless I do, how will I expect the body to be fit? And for everything, don't pray to God. But God is not a servant like that. Whenever we pray to God, He gives us knowledge. We have to use knowledge and get ourselves out. Only when either you are like Prahlada or you are like Hiranyakashipu, in that case only Lord will come. You are not as great devotee as Prahlada that totally surrendered and has not terrible Rakshasa like Hiranyakashipu. Then why will Narasimha come? He will only send the thoughts through the Gurus. Guru's speech is God's speech only. There's no other way the Lord speaks to us. That data you take and you have to understand and change. For every small little things, we can't tell God. He can't do it. It's crime. Either we depend on the worldly people or we depend on God. In both cases, we are not recognizing that it is we who have to take charge of our life in its every aspect and do it. मन की भी बात कहो. And your mind it is, you are not minding it only, you are allowing it to go through every sense organ, every wretched thing, and it's becoming such a cancerous खोखला. तो भगवान मैं क्या करूं, मेरी चादर जीनी है. अरे बेवकूफ, सिलाई कर. This feeling of kurpanata is so bad and negative. It is not at all spiritual. Anybody who promotes that is not a guru, is not a matured person. That person who tells us that it is your life, you have to set it right, is correct. अर्जुन को भगवान ने रोते एक थप्पड़ दिया, क्लैब्यम मास में कहा बेवकूफ उद्धरेद आत्मनात्मान इसेट. Not that he cried along with Arjuna, बेटा तेरा जितना जिंदगी बर्बाद हो गई. अरे it is you, your brother, you stupid fellows played that Jua. You went into that forest. Now you fight out. I am there always to help. But I'll do only what I am to supposed to, not what you are supposed to. See, is it not? ना देह को देखा, ना इंद्रियों को प्रोटेक्ट किया, ना मन को किया है, ना बुद्धि को ठीक की है. और कर क्या रहे हो फिर? वेट कर रहे हो कि कोई आकर कुछ करेगा? नहीं होता ऐसा. There's no moment in our life where we are either becoming fit at all instruments level, or the fit instrument we are applying for the spirituality. That's why at one level you have to recognize spirituality is 24 hours job. No other involvement, nobody important in my life, no experience, nothing. That is called actually paravairagya. Without that, mind cannot be pulled from the world, and you can't apply it in the spiritual pursuit. अब देखो मन आंख बंद करो या इमीडिएटली याद करो व्हाट इज द नाइन्थ अनुवाक. व्हाट इज नाइन्थ अनुवाक स्वामी जी? Rutam, you only tell Swami everything you know. I also know only little more than you. What is that? Remember the shloka, that's it. उससे ज़्यादा मेरे को भी नहीं पता. That is a state of mind. फिर कहाँ है तपना और तड़प अंदर? You have to do it and you have to reach it. So today's introductory analysis is pause and understand at what such a worst, unqualified level for spiritual sadhana and blessings we are. Then sir झुकाओ शर्म के मारे. Then start preparing oneself. Day in and day out. Keep a target. अगले 6-5 साल में have to become qualified with all these qualities. The surrender should be complete. The Vedanta Upanishad Jnana should be completed. Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampada to a great extent. Able to withdraw from the world and unwanted things. I am pakka. Anytime I can sit for dhyanam and try to. ऐसा गोल लगाकर उसके लिए करने वाले को मिलता है. नॉट दैट ऐसे वेगी बुद्धू घोचू की तरह बैठे कि कुछ होगा. नहीं होता कुछ. You know this imagination, the illusion, सबसे बड़ा भ्रांति क्या है? कि बिना कुछ किए इमेजिन करना कि कुछ होता है. नहीं होता. Either don't desire it, or if you desire it, you work for it. Like in my case. कि why not more people come to the class? No, you have to work a million times hard work for that to happen. Do that work. If not, don't desire it. Desire but don't work and get disappointed. It's not. It's a fancy only. It's not right. How many people you have approached? How many media have approached? How many of the people you have contacted and asked them, by these are the classes I am doing, you just promote it, or not promotion, nonsense. Just see that reaches people so that people can get benefit of it. तो आप 4 लोग बूढ़े आपको पूछते जाता हूँ मैं कैसा हुआ काम हो. You yourself busy managing your own life. So without putting effort, it should happen. It can't. Anything in the world. I give just my example, just like that. But I have no strength, energy, resources for that. So I said, भगवान जितना कर रहे तो यू फोर जब तक आप आओगे चलेगा. आप भी बंद कर दो, हो जाएगा. I am satisfied because I am not doing class now for anyone. I am doing it for myself. When I do it by myself, I can do it at home also, whether somebody listens or not. So in that track we are. Therefore, I am not struggling. But if you want the result, and those who are doing this way, approaching people, getting the ads, money, sponsor, their viewership is lax. No, you can't say see them and say feel they are jealous or anything. They are working hard. They are getting, and you don't work. How will it come? This hallucination let us come out of that the mind can be purified without any purification sadhana. Don't be in that imagination. Don't desire the purity of mind and struggle with the impure mind. वो चलेगा लेकिन बिना कुछ किए मन शांत हो जाए, बिना कुछ किए शरीर स्वस्थ रहे, बिना कुछ किए all the relatives should be in proper relation. It won't happen. There's a big. I discovered this hallucination. Nobody, including Bhagavan or Guru, are interested in us. They don't need to. It is I who have to make my life better further. I have to contact them and put all the efforts. Why will Gurudev come to me? He will come to everyone who calls him, not anyone who doesn't call. He is busy, he is such a big personality. I have to do, no? वह गुरुदेव मेरे को आज अनुग्रह नहीं कर रहे हैं। I mean, वो सबको करते हैं, तुमको स्पेशली नहीं करते। तुमको काहे चाहिए स्पेशली तो यू डू इज उपासना, यू रीड हिज बुक्स, यू अंडरस्टैंड हिज विजन, यू ट्यून टू योर्स। ये कुछ नहीं करना, अब बैठे रहना कि कुछ करो। Biggest hallucination that the financial problem, health problem will be solved just like that without doing anything. No, they become aggravated only. We are always in that notion. Go on. पहले तो जानते नहीं, the first thought we never inquired कि where we are going wrong. Second, improve करना नहीं चाहते, देखो मेहनत क्यों करेंगे नहीं, लेकिन फल चाहते हैं, कैसे मिलेगा? है ना, you are standing in that empty barren ground land, good land, and imagining कि आम का फल आ जाए, ऐसे हाथ लगा के, imagination से फल नहीं आता. You have to put the plant and to grow it and wait, then will come. A fruit itself or a vegetable cannot come without our effort. How can the fruit of moksha can come without effort? Is it not correct thinking? Should we not think in these lines? Feel, then humble that at a very lowest level we are. Then we have to start from that scratch level. नहीं करोगे तो फिर जिंदगी का मकसद ही नहीं पूरा होगा. So what is the thought we started today with? With the viveka, you understand what are the qualifications required and what we are standing at now, and ourselves only we have to qualify ourselves at every level. Without qualification, nothing happens. So, and don't imagine that अपने आप कुछ तो कुछ होता है, नहीं होता है. Is it not? I chant the mantra, then only I become familiar. I chant more and more, then only I by heart. अपने आप थोड़ी होता है वो. Nothing happens by itself. Okay. Some thoughts today we just felt like sharing, mainly for myself. Ki, two things we have to do. Studying from 2 years, but there's no change. ये सोचना है. Other thing is what? Why? Where am I lagging behind? Where am I going wrong? If you look at everywhere, I am going wrong. Therefore, everywhere let us set right. And in that, the crux is what? It is my life's spiritual mission. Fully I am engrossed in it. No time for any nonsense of my own intelligence, etc., nor given time to anybody who is not deserving, not required, not urgent. All imagination, all obligate. आप सबसे ऊपर उठना है बस. If you mean spiritual business. नहीं जाने होने तो थोड़ा होगा प्रभु की कृपा से, मैं तो फंसा ही रहूंगा दुनिया में. अब रहो, तथास्तु. You know, that intellectual weaknesses, emotional bank corruptions, unless we rise above them and knowing that the stupid ego, which is such a big obstacle for Guru Kripa, Ishvara Kripa, the personified Ahankar. Please, remaining soft is not non-Ahankara. Being soft also is an ego. The action of being humble, surrender, ये भी अहंकार ही होता है. Because in that way also people become disobedient to the masters of the Shastras. ईगो का खेल जो समझा ना, सब समझा और कोई नहीं समझ सकता. You may understand the खेल of the mana to some extent. अहंकार का कोई नहीं समझ सकता. Impossible how it plays its play and keeps us at that level only. Never allows us to rise up. Because that is the final wicket before the Atma Jnanam, the Ahankar. तो फाइनल विकेट तो डट कर रहेगा ना, वो थोड़ी गवाएगा अपना. ego, very powerful. Very powerful, and thousands of ways it has to express. And we don't even know that at this moment while listening we are egoist. We are colored, we are conditioned, we are biased. Even me while talking to you. Whether the speaker is speaking, seeker is speaking, or ego is speaking. पता ही नहीं चलता. उतना जांच पड़ताल करोगे तो पता इंक्वायर करने से. Very sensitive, these are all topics, very high level. And then one day or the other we have to mind them. Because they are the final boarding passes for meditation and the spiritual flights. Okay. Now, yesterday we have done the Navama Anuvaka completely. We took good time and I'm satisfied that some points were touched, discussed. Now we come to the Dashama Anuvaka. 10th Anuvaka, 11th, 12th. The 12 are there in Prathama Siksha Valli. So, in the Navama Anuvaka, Ratitara, then Mudgala Sapatya Maudgalyaha, then Naka Maudgalyaha, Paurushisti, these were the gurus. In this 12th and 10th Anuvaka, it is the greatest of the great saints, the Trishankus. Proclamation is this 10th Anuvaka. Trishanku's announcement, advertisement, or his experience he is explaining in his words, that is what is this 10th Anuvaka. And who is this Trishanko? Who has studied all the earlier 9 Anuvakas and without missing even an iota, every of the upasanas, sadhanas that are told, 100% he did it. And therefore, he has realized himself. And that he is mentioning. I have discovered myself. I am liberated. Therefore, by saying this, by the Trishanku and the Trishanku's words, by adding in Upanishad, what we are taught is anybody who lives life like Trishanku Rishi, exactly as what was told in 9 Anuvakas so far, like him, he will also get the Atma Anubhava, Moksha, and he can also say. By saying this, Upanishad is saying that, therefore, the Upanishadic theme of Atma Anubhava, Brahma Anubhava is not only illusory imagination, it is the truth, reality, fact. देखो ये ऋषि ने जो हमने कहा किया उनको मिल गया, खुद ही कह रहे, हम उनको पैसे देके थोड़ी कहलवा रहे. So in the Shruti only, the Guru is teaching disciples. The disciples have heard and they have practiced. They have reached and they are saying that we have reached. This particular Upanishad this way covers all the topics so that nothing is missed out. So the Dashama Anuvaka is the words of Rishi Trishanku after he discovered the self. And what the experience of self he has got, he is mentioning in those 4 or 5 lines only. And obviously, he got all that because of sadhana done. बिना साधना का किसी को नहीं मिलता. Is it not? So you do it, you get. He did it, he got it. You will also get if you do it. Clear? Now let us see the Sambandha Bhashya today. पारायण of the mantra, then discussion tomorrow. एक दिन में हो जाएगा. ओम श्री श्रुति मात्रे नमः परब्रह्मणे नमः समस्त देवताभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो नमः. ओम अथ तैत्तिरीय उपनिषत् प्रथमा शिक्षावल्ली दशमोनुवाकः अनुबंध भाष्यम. व्हाट इज इट? Shankara Bhagwan's introductory commentary, Anubandha Bhashyam Avatarika. He says, Aham Vrukshasya Reriva iti Swadhyaya Artha Mantra Amnaya. Aham Vrukshasya Reriva is the mantra's beginning line. So, Aham Vruksha Reriva mantra, hai kya? What we have to do with that? He is saying in the beginning only, Swadhyaya Artha Mantra Amnaya. They are the mantras, first of all. In that mantra, what is to be done with them is Swadhyaya Arthaha. They are for Swadhyaya. Swadhyaya means meaningful repetition. Meaningful repetition. That repetition is called as JAPA. Therefore, Swadhyaya means meaningfully doing JAPA. And this meaningfully doing the JAPA of this mantra is what Amnaya. Amnaya means a Anushasana. It will come again the next Valli exhaustively. Anushasanam, Amnaya. Like Bhagavan Adi Shankara made all the four mathas. East, west, north, south. Then he made matha Amnayam. Constitution, we can call it as. According to that Amnayam given by him, the seers of that matha from then till now, they are going exactly what they have to do. They are doing what he is told. So to Puja Gaurata, we made an Amnaya of the Samstha. People don't follow, it's okay. Rules and regulations. So Amnaya, mantra Amnaya means what? It is Swadhyayartha mantra, but it is an Amnayam. It is a Anushasanam. It's an order given. And any order is given depending on where are you there and do you want benefit. Like the military officer. रोड में जाते हो हर एक को ऑर्डर नहीं देते हो, नहीं देना भी है, देने से सुनेंगी भी नहीं कोई. Under his command there is a brigade battalion, he can order them, not everyone. In the same way, Amnaya order of the Shruti is for those who want to get the benefit of Shastra and get the result of moksha. मोक्ष नहीं चाहिए हमको, हम आपके उसमें ज्वाइन नहीं किया तो then it is not Amnaya for you. Like this matha Amnaya is for those who go to that matha who are in that. Those who have not gone there, there is no rule. If you don't go to the traffic rules don't apply on you. If you are in the traffic, then the rules. So to Amnaya means rule. Amnaya means the order, Anushasana. So mantra Amnaya means in the form of mantra, it is an Anushasana to you. And with that mantra, what is the Anushasana given for the practice? Swadhyaya Artha. What is Swadhyaya? Chanting with the meaning in the mind. So Aham Vrukshasya Reriva iti Swadhyaya Artha Mantra Amnaya. Clearly understood? It is a mantra in which Swadhyaya is to be done, means chanting with meaning, and Amnaya, it should be taken as an order. Order means what? Only when we take it as an order, then we do it. It becomes our commitment. In life, receiving orders from elders, practicing them as commitment, these two are not there. We are the best person to destroy ourselves. Best person means we are the ones who destroy. Receiving order and executing them with full discipline. Wow! इससे बढ़कर कोई जिंदगी में तरक्की का रास्ता नहीं. And what are we doing? We don't receive orders from elders. We pass on orders to the youngsters. देखो स्पिरिचुअलिटी में सारे बेवकूफियां कट होना चाहिए. Only one thing, my Lord Guru through Shastra are ordering me. I like a humble servant follow that. It's called Amnaya. Okay? Aham Vriksha Sreriva iti Swadhyaya Artha Mantra Amnaya. Okay, now why Swadhyaya? Swadhyaya cha Vidya Utpataye. Swadhyaya you have to do for the Utpatti of the Vidya. What is Utpatti of Vidya? Two levels of one Vidya, Brahma Vidya. First, intellectual Utpatti of Brahma Vidya. Second, Anubhava Rupa Utpatti of Brahma Vidya. So, whenever you use the word Vidya, immediately you should know it is Atma Vidya and Brahma Vidya. Not any schools and college Vidya. Because Upanishad we are studying. Don't forget the context. Upanishad is only teaching us Vidya, that is Vidya is Brahma Vidya. So Swadhyaya Brahma Vidya Utpataye. So Swadhyaya cha Vidya Utpaye. Vidya Utpataye. Why? Prakaranat. Prakaranat means what? Context now. In that Prakarana are two things. One is what? In my life, how long I with ignorance go on becoming a samsari? Now I have become little wise. I want the mukti. Mukti is through only vidya. Therefore, in everybody life in general, and in the life of those who are studying Upanishad, प्रकरण क्या है? Context. विद्या ही चाहिए. This is one meaning of prakara. Prakara means context. In my life's context, now I want mukti. Therefore, mukti comes through vidya. Therefore, I have to gain the vidya. Vidya is gained through swadhyaya. Second meaning of prakaranat means what? The text. In the text, we have done sufficient instruction or discussion regarding upasanas. अब वो हो गया बता देगा किया कि नहीं किया दैट डिपेंड्स ऑन डिसिपल. अब बताने की बात में नेक्स्ट इज इन द सीक्वेंस इज विद्या ओनली. We have spoken sufficiently about the upasanas, the karma and all. अब ज्ञान को भी बताना है ना. Therefore ज्ञान का प्रकरण आया प्रकरणात्. See how when you study Bhashyakara's Bhashya na, with little alertness, कितने चीजें हमको सूक्ष्म बातें पता चल. When you know those subtle things, our intellect is growing. So the tracks are simultaneously going. One track of what Upanishad is teaching, other track of what I am doing in my life. They should go parallel. So up to 9 Anuvakas, Upanishad taught Upasana. We have done that. We should do that. 10th, they are teaching Vidya, so we should be matching with that. That way, by Shastra also, the Prakarana has come, that of Vidya. In my life also, I have done all my earlier Upasanas. Now I am fit for the Vidya. Therefore, for my life's Prakarana also, I need Vidya. And who gives Vidya? Swadhyaya. So, Swadhyaya cha Vidya Utpate Prakaranarth. Now, please justify, sir. Justification. What we said just now. Vidya Artham hi idam prakaranam. This context is for Vidya only. And nacha anya arthatvam avagamyate. You cannot derive any other conclusion. For two reasons. One reason is up to 9 Anuvaka, Upasanas are done. Ho gaya wo. Of the 10th Anuvaka is thoroughly studied by Bhagavan Shankara. We are going to study, but he has already studied. Then when he saw the content, it is absolutely talking about Vidya only. So, idam prakaranam na anyarthatvam agamyate. Okay, now concluding. Swadhyayena cha vishuddha sattvasya vidya utpatti akalpyate. What a beautiful sentence. The one whose sattva antakarana becomes shuddha with the swadhyaya, he alone is fit for vidya utpatti. In him, the Atma Vidya, theoretical, experiential dawns. Therefore, this mantra is Amnayam. This for Swadhyaya Artham. Swadhyaya means chanting with the meaning known. That leads to the Vidya. Because the one who got the Vidya, he alone becomes, through the chanting, the Vishuddha Sattva happens. With that Vidya comes, then he gets liberation. So, what is this particular Anuvaka? Giving Vidya. How? By making ours Vishuddha Sattva. How do we become the Ashuddha Sattva? By following the Amnaya indicated by the Upanishad. What is the Amnaya indicated by Upanishad? The Aham Vriksha Saririva mantra to be done as Swadhyaya. So Aham Vrikshasya Reriva mantra, when it is done as Swadhyaya, leading to the Shuddhyavanta Karna, leading to the Vidya Prapti. Now it's very indicative, very deep, very sublime. We don't talk all that because you will be so heavily loaded in your intellect. You will not be able to catch. इसलिए हम नहीं बोलते. कुछ कुछ चीज़ें जितना ज़रूर है, जितना चाहिए, जिससे काम चलेगा, और जो आप पकड़ सकते हो उतना ही डिस्कस करना होता. One thing I share, deeply when you study such mantras, na, inside the movement starts happening. The movement of, that's what we did today in 40 minutes. In our 45 minutes introduction talk, what did we do is the movement in our mana buddhi. बैठा हुआ सड़ा हुआ मन बुद्धि को हमने हिलाया. Like the child is slumber sleeping, you हिलाओ him, get up fellow, get up, you study, और आ गया स्टेशन उतरो. Shaking, we say, out of slumber. So these mantras, deep study for many days, shakes us, like we saw in the introduction, to make us think, okay, what we have to reach and where do we stand, are we qualified? This thinking is the first step of Vishuddha Sattva. Then it has so many steps. Each of them we achieve, then we become fit for Vidya. So all those, when you do, they keep happening. So they are not mentioned that way every time. Some text kahin bataye hoenge. They are only this much. Do the swadhyaya of this mantra, you become Vishuddha Sattva, and that leads to Vidya. Vidya is moksha, Atma Vidya, Brahma Vidya. Clear? So this is the introduction. Once more I'll talk about it tomorrow. Then we will see the exhaustive explanation of this mantra. बहुत बढ़िया जरूरी है भी ये. Now we'll just chant it 3 times. It's very small mantra, only 3-4 lines. So tomorrow I'll insist, today also I'll touch it, because this mantra has to be done of JAPA, SWADHYAYA, like you did with Shanno Mitra, like you did with Yaschandasam, like you did with what is it? Avahanti with Anvana, even Omiti Brahma. Of this mantra also, you keep a target and do the japa. It goes a very long way to help us. You did ना शन्नो मित्र किया ना कुछ नहीं किया. मैं तो किया हूँ. आई हैव डन माई 11,000 टाइम्स. स्वामी फिर भी आप में कोई फर्क नहीं है. क्यों फर्क? हम तो आत्मा है, फर्क क्या होना है हमें. सो यश्चंदसाम आवहंति वितन्वाना ओमिति ब्रह्मा. These are all the mantras to be chanted keeping a target. Like how Telugu people kept a target of everyday chanting once Nurdhushiveka. Almost all of them got the by heart of the text. See how I enjoy my imagination. This mantra also can be. I kept target. I started yesterday. रात भर भी किया मैंने, पता नहीं कितने हुए, अब उसको देखना पड़ेगा. I'll do it. My target is mine. Why should I tell you? You're not my friends. So let us chant. Om Aham Vrukshasya Reriva Kirti Prushthangireriva Urdhva Pavitro Vajiniva Swamrutamasmi Dravinagam Savarchasam Sumedha Amrutokshitaha Iti Trishankor Vedanuvachanam. That's all. अहम वृक्षस्य रेरिव कीर्ति पृष्ठङ्गिरेरिव ऊर्ध्वपवित्रो वाजिनीव स्वमृतमस्मि द्रविणगं सवर्चसं सुमेधा अमृतोक्षितः इति त्रिशङ्कोर्वेदानुवचनम्. अहं वृक्षस्य रेरिव कीर्ति पृष्ठङ्गिरेरिव ऊर्ध्वपवित्रो वाजिनीव स्वमृतमस्मि द्रविणगं सवर्चसं सुमेधा अमृतोक्षितः इति त्रिशङ्कोर्वेदानुवचनम्. Start chanting today only. When you see the meaning tomorrow, you'll be more convinced about it. Om 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 Sarve bhavantu sukhinah sarve santu niramayah सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरि ओं श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः परमऋषिभ्यो नमः परब्रह्मणे नमः श्रुतिमातरे नमः वेदव्यास वैशम्पायनयाज्ञवल्क्य आद्यशङ्करादिगुरुभ्यो नमः अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः तत्सद्ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु. We will study our Vidaraniti for some time, please. Stay back.